Welcome back everyone to round 4 of the Dark Tournament. No captain, no leader, no Yusuke Urameshi. He's in a cave somewhere outside the stadium infrastructure, screaming in agony as his body tries to absorb the spirit wave technique. A transfer of Genkai's life energy so violent, it has mathematically eliminated him from the semi-final roster entirely. Genkai, the masked fighter, the woman who trained him, the master who has been carrying a secret identity behind that hood for the entire tournament, enters the arena severely weakened. Drained. The spirit wave transfer didn't just leave Yusuke, it left her. The committee has swapped referees. Koto, the fox demon who called every prior round, has been reassigned to color commentary. Her replacement? Juri, an amphibian demon recruited from a cocktail bar. No officiating training, no tournament experience. Selected specifically because she's pliable. The committee doesn't want a fair referee. They want a controllable one. And Team Uraotogi doesn't fight fair. They fight with magic, with spatial displacement, with cursed artifacts that rewrite the rules of engagement mid-match. A randomized dice decides the matchups. Luck replaces strategy. This is the round where Team Urameshi enters the semifinals completely depleted and discovers that surviving this bracket is only the beginning of what this night will cost them. This is Blood, Neon, and Spirit Energy, Part 4, a GalaxyBreyne combat analysis of both semifinal rounds of the Dark Tournament on Hanging Neck Island. Team Urameshi versus Team Uraotogi, Team Toguro versus Team Gorenja. Two massacres, and the round that set the price of admission for the grand finals. So with Yusuke incapacitated in the cave and Genkai walking into the arena drained, let's look at who's actually carrying this team into the bracket. Kuwabara, present. Fresh off his round 3 win against Risho, the brawler who turned love into a weapon and shattered clay armor through sheer force of devotion. Body drained, identity intact. He didn't just survive round 3, he won it. Kurama, present. Coming off a brutal round 3 fight with Toya, fatigued but functional. Hiei, present. He didn't draw a match in round 3, so his round 3 reserves are untouched. But his right arm, the arm that channels the dragon of the darkness flame, is still wrapped, still damaged from earlier in the tournament. The dragon is his ultimate weapon and his ongoing liability. The arm hasn't healed. He carries that injury into the semi-finals. 4 active fighters, against 5 opponents, a depleted master, a vindicated brawler running on fumes, 1 fatigued demon, 1 demon with a broken arm holstering his best technique. That's the entire equation. Team Uraotogi introduces a mechanic that strips Team Urameshi of the one remaining advantage a depleted team can still leverage. Strategic matchup selection. A randomized dice. Every bout's participants are determined by a roll. No scouting, no counterpicking, no studying the opponent's weakness and choosing your specialist. The dice spins and fate decides who walks into the ring. This is the round where the last tactical lever available to an exhausted team, the ability to choose who fights whom, gets ripped away by a game of chance. In a round where every fighter on the roster is operating at diminished capacity, matchup selection is the difference between survival and elimination. The dice removes it. And the dice was Team Uraotogi's idea, approved, of course, by a committee that has never once ruled in Team Urameshi's favor. Team Uraotogi's roster: Makintaro, brute force demon, raw physical output, no subtlety, functions as expendable frontline mass. Kuro Momotaro, beast warrior armed with steaming spheres, artifacts that grant him escalating beast transformations. Each form increases his durability and offensive capability. Ura Urashima, artifact specialist, carries a relic that reverses the age of anyone caught in its field. The plan is regression. Make the opponent younger, weaker, smaller, then execute. Shishiwakamaru, swordsman, wields the Banshee Shriek, a cursed sword that summons the captured souls of the dead as a ranged offensive weapon. Also carries the Cape of No Return, a spatial displacement tool that teleports targets to another location. The crowd favorite, the showman. Suzuki, the team captain, also known as the beautiful Suzuki, illusionist, inventor, and the architect behind the dice mechanic itself. Philosophy: magic over brute force, artifacts over discipline, chaos as strategy. These aren't warriors grinding through combat fundamentals. These are performers, and the stage is rigged to make them look like gods. The dice spins. Hiei draws first. Bout 1. Hiei versus Makintaro. Immediate, decisive, lethal precision. Makintaro charges forward with brute force aggression, and Hiei ends it before the fight develops into an exchange. There is no drama here. There is a demon who brought raw power to a speed fight, and there is Hiei, who does not waste energy on opponents who require only one answer. One strike, one resolution, 1 point. Bout 2. Hiei versus Kuro Momotaro. This one is a real fight. Kuro Momotaro's gimmick is the steaming spheres, artifacts that grant him escalating beast transformations, each form harder to damage than the last. It's a stacking mechanic designed specifically to outlast aggressive fighters. The longer the bout drags, the more durable he becomes. And unlike Makintaro, he actually gets the spheres working. He stacks. He transforms. He absorbs hits Hiei would normally end fights with. For a moment, the math gets nervous. But the math is still the math. Hiei finds the opening. The beast forms cap out, the resistance plateaus, and Hiei's swordplay punches through the highest tier of the escalation. The fight took longer than the first one. It took more out of him than the first one. But the result is the same. Decisive victory. Team Urameshi, 2. Team Uraotogi, 0. And here is the critical strategic read that separates Hiei from every other fighter in this tournament. He does not use the Dragon of the Darkness Flame. The dragon is Hiei's ultimate technique, the single most devastating attack in his arsenal, the kind of weapon that ends fights immediately and permanently. And he keeps it holstered, through both bouts, against opponents where the dragon would have made things effortless. Because Hiei isn't fighting for this round, he's fighting for the next one. Every ounce of energy he conserves here is energy he carries into the grand finals against Team Toguro. His right arm, the arm that channels the dragon, remains fully intact, fully charged, fully conserved. This is not restraint. This is resource management at the highest level. Hiei sweeps the Uraotogi vanguard with nothing but baseline swordcraft, and walks away with his best weapon untouched. The dice sends Kurama into the ring against Ura Urashima. Ura Urashima has a plan, and the plan is not combat. The plan is an artifact. He deploys the Iden box, a relic that, when opened, releases a fog reversing the age of anyone caught inside its field. The strategy is surgical in its cruelty. Engulf Kurama in the fog, regress him backward through time, reduce him to a child, small, weak, defenseless, and then execute him. The trap deploys, the fog rolls out. Juri is caught in the peripheral cloud and suffers a temporary age reversal as collateral damage. An amphibian demon bartender suddenly turned into a small child, confused and disoriented on the edge of the ring, and Kurama begins to shrink. The years peel off him. His human body, the body of Shuichi Minamino, the red-haired teenager the audience has known for the entire series, starts dissolving backward. Ura Urashima watches and smiles. He shouldn't have, because the artifact doesn't know what it's unwinding. It doesn't understand that the human host, the teenage boy with the red hair, is not the original Kurama. The human form is the newer version, the recent one. The one that was born 16 years ago when a dying demon fox planted his soul inside a human embryo. The age reversal bypasses the human host entirely. It keeps going, past the birth, past the incarnation, past the 16 years of human camouflage, all the way back to what Kurama was before. The fog clears, and standing in the ring, silver-haired, golden-eyed, towering, ancient, and radiating an aura that makes the entire stadium go silent, is Yoko Kurama, the legendary demon fox thief. The original, the entity that terrorized Demon World for centuries before a hunter's arrow forced him into a human body to survive. Ura Urashima tried to make Kurama weaker. He made him older. And older, for Kurama, means something that no one on Team Uraotogi was prepared to face. The fight ends ugly for Ura. Shishiwakamaru, watching from his team's corner, watching his teammate flounder against something he can't possibly defeat, hurls his own sword into the fog surrounding the ring. The blade finds Ura and runs him through. And in the same motion, the killing strike reveals what Ura actually is underneath the artifact's protection. A low-class demon, nothing more. The legend was the relic. Strip the relic, and there was never a fighter there to begin with. Team Urameshi, 3. Team Uraotogi, 0. This is the single most important reveal in the semifinals, and one of the most important reveals in the entire tournament. The audience learns for the first time exactly what Kurama is.
Not who, what. The human shell is the disguise, the demon fox is the truth, and the truth is terrifying. The next bout is open, and for the first time in the round, Team Urameshi argues over who gets it. Hiei, Kuwabara, and Genkai all want the match. They don't settle it with strategy. They settle it the way kids settle anything. Rock, paper, scissors. Kuwabara wins. He heads to the ring. Bout. Kuwabara versus Shishiwakamaru. Shishiwakamaru doesn't try to outfight him. He doesn't need to. He deploys the Cape of No Return, the spatial displacement artifact, and Kuwabara is engulfed. Cut away from the arena, Kuwabara is deposited somewhere else entirely. The old tournament ring. Empty stadium. And standing there waiting for him, in a moment that lands as both punishment and comedy, is his big sister Shizuru. She doesn't ask what he's doing there, she just starts hitting him. He is repeatedly clobbered by his own sibling in a derelict arena while the actual match continues on the other side of the island. Lost via magical ring out. The next fight is about to begin. And Hiei is pissed. He can sense it. Genkai's reserves are gone, drained. The old woman walking into the ring next is operating on muscle memory and grit, nothing more. Hiei wants the match. He wants to keep her out of it, but it's not his call. The masked fighter steps into the ring. Genkai versus Shishiwakamaru. Shishiwakamaru draws the Banshee Shriek, ready to summon the souls. He slashes, and in a single sharp motion, the blade catches her mask. The mask comes off. The stadium goes silent. Standing in the ring is an old woman. The crowd doesn't process it for a beat. Then the noise hits. Younger Toguro takes the microphone from the announcer's booth and informs the entire stadium exactly who they're looking at. The legendary Genkai, the Spirit Wave Master, the fighter every demon in this arena has wanted to take a shot at for decades. There she is, mask off, drained, vulnerable, out in the open. The fight resumes, and Genkai's read on Shishiwakamaru is sharper than anything he can do to her. She sees what the Banshee Shriek is actually doing. The sword isn't a weapon he controls, it's a parasite. Every swing, every soul released, the blade is taking more of him with it. Shishiwakamaru is being eaten by his own technique. He just doesn't know it yet. She takes the advantage. He comes in for a slash. She catches the blade, barehanded, stops it cold. Then she fires off her Spirit Reflection Blast, a technique that turns incoming hostile energy back on the source. The blast hits Shishiwakamaru and knocks him to the floor. He's running on fumes. The sword's corruption is pushing him into madness. He swings again, wilder this time. She uses the technique a second time. This one shatters the cursed blade and puts Shishiwakamaru on the canvas for good. Another point for Team Urameshi. The next bout is the team captain, beautiful Suzuki. The architect of the dice, the inventor, the showman who designed Team Uraotogi's entire philosophy. Kuwabara, somehow back from the old arena, gets the dice roll. Kuwabara versus Suzuki. Suzuki uses spatial displacement and teleports Kuwabara out of the ring again. Identical method, identical result. Kuwabara doesn't even get the chance to swing his spirit sword. He's removed from the bracket a second time, with 0 damage taken and 0 damage dealt. Genkai steps in. Genkai versus Suzuki. And the first thing she does isn't throw a punch. It's see through him. Because Suzuki isn't actually an old man. The hunched, gnarled figure standing across from her is a disguise, a glamour the beautiful Suzuki wears to perform humility before he unveils his real form for theatrical effect. Genkai calls it, right there in the ring. She tells him to drop the act, and he does. The illusion shatters. Suzuki transforms, younger, sharper, the actual beautiful form he's so proud of, and steps forward expecting the reveal to put him at an advantage. It does the opposite. It just gives Genkai a clearer target. She beats him to a pulp. Team Urameshi wins the round. On the other side of the bracket, a different kind of story is being told. Not a war story, an execution report. This is the round where the audience learns what awaits Team Urameshi in the grand finals, and the lesson is taught in blood. Team Gorenja, the color-coded Sentai-styled demon squad, enters the semi-final against Team Toguro with one tactical philosophy: evasiveness. Avoid taking hits, stay mobile, use agility and teamwork to offset a raw power deficit. The problem with evasiveness as a primary strategy is mathematical. It only works when the gap between you and your opponent is narrow enough that dodging matters. When one hit equals death, every dodge has to be perfect. Not most of them, all of them. Forever. Team Toguro requires only a single definitive strike to end a life. There is no margin for evasion when the cost of a single mistake is total structural failure. First bout. Karasu vs. Mirorenja. Catastrophic explosive trauma via undetectable bombs. Karasu's signature technique, invisible explosive constructs that detonate on proximity, turns Mirorenja into a case study in why evasiveness fails against attacks you cannot perceive. You can't dodge what you can't detect. And then, the detail that separates Team Toguro from every other squad in this tournament. Mirorenja attempted to forfeit. Karasu executed him regardless. Let that register. A man tried to surrender. The committee's referee stood right there, and Karasu killed him anyway. The message is clear. In Team Toguro's arena, forfeit is not an option the committee will enforce. Mercy is not a variable anyone on that team recognizes. The fight ends when Team Toguro decides it ends. Second bout. Bui takes the ring. His opponent doesn't last any longer than the last one did. Bui's immense battle aura, combined with the weight of the axe he carries, cleaves through his opponent in a single swing. Catastrophic structural failure via bisection. The fight is measured in fractions of seconds. Third bout, and this one isn't a bout so much as a closing ceremony. Elder Toguro takes the ring against the remaining members of Team Gorenja. He doesn't fight them. He plays a game. Momorenja is killed instantly. No preamble, no dialogue, no ritual. Just death. Fast, clean, and utterly without meaning. Momorenja exists in this bracket as a data point. Proof that Elder Toguro can kill instantly when he chooses to. Which makes what happens next a choice. He turns to the two survivors, Aurenja and Akarenja, and offers them a proposition. Beg for your life and you may live. Aurenja begs. He drops to his knees. He pleads. He abandons every shred of warrior dignity he entered this arena with and grovels at the feet of the thing that just murdered his teammate. Result? Killed. Akarenja refuses. He stands tall. He threatens Toguro. He chooses defiance over submission, courage over survival. Result? Killed. The synthesis is not subtle. It is not meant to be. The illusion of choice. Elder Toguro offered a question with no correct answer. Beg or don't beg. Submit or resist. The outcome is identical. The cruelty isn't in the killing, it's in making them believe their choice mattered. This was not a match. It was an execution dressed in the theater of mercy. And the committee sanctioned every second of it. Team Toguro advances to the grand finals without a single member sustaining damage. Without younger Toguro, the captain, the tactical centerpiece, the looming apocalypse waiting behind sunglasses and a trench coat, ever stepping into the ring. He watched from the sideline. He didn't need to stand up. His subordinates handled the entire semi-final bracket the way an exterminator handles a routine job. Team Toguro, 5. Team Gorenja, 0. The semifinals end, the bracket is set. Team Urameshi versus Team Toguro in the grand finals. But between the last bell and the next dawn, something happens that no bracket accounts for. No committee sanctions, no referee witnesses. In the forest outside the stadium infrastructure, in the immediate aftermath of round 4, a 50-year-old schism reaches its terminus. Genkai confronts younger Toguro, alone. Yusuke is back at the hotel. He survived the spirit wave transfer, awake now, conscious, every nerve still raw from the energy he just absorbed. And then he feels it. Genkai, the fight. Whatever is happening in the forest reaches him through the energy alone. He doesn't think. He moves, through the forest, toward the schism, toward the fight he was never meant to interrupt. He arrives too late. He gets there in time to watch his master take her last breath. The grand finals are set. One wish, one winner, no mercy. Thank you for tuning in. Next time on Blood, Neon, and Spirit Energy, Round 5, the Grand Finals. Team Urameshi versus Team Toguro. Every grudge, every debt, every secret the masked fighter took to her grave. It all converges. Younger Toguro finally steps into the ring, and the price of the dark tournament will be paid in full. In blood, in grief, and in the kind of fire that doesn't go out when the fight ends. The last round begins. Hit subscribe, hit the bell. You do not want to miss what happens next.